In 20.
Dino, give me an extra 20 seconds.
Okay.
Huh? No. Hold on, Dino.
How we doing, Brian?
Okay. We're good to go.
Okay. We'll go in 20 seconds then. In 10. And 5. And welcome everyone to our special Digithon. I'm DeNatale. That is our 3 News investigator, Rachel Polansky. It is Keep the Lights On, CLE. And Rachel, you've been the spearhead of this campaign, really been going on for a couple of months along with our executive producer, Phil Trexler. And we're trying to raise money here tonight for those people who have had inabilities because of this pandemic to keep the lights on, literally to pay their utilities to make ends meet.
Yeah, that's right, Dino. I'm so excited for this Digithon. I've been so excited for this campaign. The generosity in Northeast Ohio is just incredible. We launched this thing a month ago with the hope that we'd raise some money to help folks who were struggling to pay their utility bills during the pandemic. And we surpassed $50,000 this week, which is just insane. We thought we'd be doing this Digithon to be like trying to reach that mark. And now this is all just kind of like the cherry on top because everybody is just so awesome in Northeast Ohio. But yeah, it's really important. Every single dollar, I want to stress that, and I will be stressing that throughout the Digithon tonight. Every single dollar will be going toward Northeast Ohioans. And this is for people who are struggling to pay their utility bills. We've all been there, right? And the pandemic has certainly made things a lot worse. So that's kind of why we're doing this. And we partnered up with CHN Housing Partners, and they do this kind of thing for a living, and they help people, and they are going to be the ones vetting our applicants. And yeah, so it's all a local community-based campaign we're doing, and it's all because of you guys, the viewers of Northeast Ohio, that have helped us get to this point.
No shortage of generosity, and we'll be asking for more of that generosity tonight. Listen, I know you've got to do a quick live shot on what's new here in like 30 seconds or whatever. Yeah. We've got a huge, I'll let everybody know, first and foremost, you can donate by going online right now, keepthelightsoncele.org to donate. We've got a link to it on our site, WKYC.com/keepthelightson. If you're watching this at WKYC.com or on our app, you can find the link to donate on the page. So we've tried to make it as easy for you as possible. It's not just going to be Rachel and I talking for the next 2 hours. We're going to have fun. I mean, Rachel and I think we're fun people, but we are joined by a wide variety of guests in the music and entertainment. I'm leave you
for 1 minute, but I'll be back. I'll be back in 2 minutes doing a quick live shot.
Okay. See, this is how we do it. Rachel's going to go over and handle things and let everybody know on our broadcast side on what's new. what's going to be happening. So she'll be right back and we'll have you. But coming up here, let me tell you who we're going to have on the show. And again, we can remind everybody, keep the lights on CLE.org is where you want to go to donate here in the next 2 hours, as we're trying to keep the lights on, as we said, for all those in Northeast Ohio who need a hand in paying their utility bills here during this time of this pandemic. That's what we're here for here tonight. Coming up in a matter of moments, we will be joined by one of the most recognizable faces in Northeast Ohio. Mike Polk Jr. can prove that. By the way, Mike's coming up too. But Tim Misny, who is, of course, really a tremendous personal injury lawyer in Northeast Ohio. He's been doing it for 3 decades. He is going to be donating and helping us. He'll tell you more about that tonight. But Tim will join us in a few minutes. We are doing this not alone. We're working in this campaign with the great people at CHN Housing Partners, and Kevin Nowak is the CEO. He will join us to talk more about this campaign and how your funds are going to be utilized to making lives easier for those in Northeast Ohio who need it. So Kevin will explain about that coming up. And then when we get to 6 o'clock, that kind of starts the entertainment a little bit in terms of the music performers and the entertainment comedy performers. We'll hear from Kyle Kidd and Marcus Allen Ward at 6 o'clock. They are 2 talented young musicians. They'll perform for us. Tremendous magician, Rick Smith Jr. He'll join us at about 6:20. And then back to music, Mikey Silas will be with us. He's the lead singer for Apostle Jones. He's one of the finest vocalists you'll find anywhere in Northeast Ohio. He'll join us. And then our friend Monica Robbins, our senior health correspondent, will be joining us. But Monica will not be talking health per se. She'll be talking music with us, and she'll be doing a performance. Monica is a tremendous musician. And then we'll kind of wrap up our guests with Mike Polk Jr. From 3 News. You see him all the time on What's New. He's also a hysterical comedian. He'll join us to talk more and entertain us as well, coming up at about 7:15 tonight. But in the house first, our first guest, as I mentioned, tremendous personal injury lawyer here in Northeast Ohio. He's been at it for 3 decades, or more actually than 3 decades. He'll make you pay, baby. Tim Misny is here. And Tim, we can't thank you enough for being our leadoff hitter on the show tonight and for taking part in this campaign.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. You know,
thank you for having me. It's great to be here. And I think what you're doing is really wonderful, phenomenal.
It strikes that everybody has a story to tell about when times are tough and times were difficult and they needed a hand. I know I've had that. And I know we're talking to you before the show, you've had that experience, and it's allowed you to have some empathy for what we're trying to do here tonight.
Absolutely. To emphasize your point, you're exactly right. Spot on. We've all been there. Everybody has come up a little short. No matter how hard you work, things happen. Cash flow is tough. I don't care if you're General Motors or if you're a hardworking guy in Richmond Heights. Cash flow is tough. Personally, I've been there. When I went to law school, I worked full-time during the day in the prosecutor's office, and I went to law school at night. And one night on the way down to law school, I stopped for gas. And I realized I had my last $5. I was down to $5. So I put $3 of gas in my car, and I drove through McDonald's and got $2 worth of food. Well, needless to say, that month, I couldn't cover my utilities, and my utilities got shut off. I could relate. And because of that, I know how important this is, and I'm so happy to be involved with it, because this is an opportunity for Cleveland to be a shining example throughout the United States on how we are a community. We as a people rise together, and we could be a great example throughout the United States on how communities take care of each other. That's why I want to match any donation in the next hour up to $5,000. So if someone calls and says,
wow,
hey, we're going to give $100, I'll match it. So this is our opportunity, the community's opportunity to make me pay.
Yes.
I caught the
Rachel
tail end of that.
After doing her live shot. Yes.
Great.
Tim, I was so upset. I had to do a live shot and missed the beginning of the interview, but I think I heard all I needed to, just, right there.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Thank you.
Well, what you guys are doing, Denise, your story has triggered something here. It's evolved. You're doing a story about people's lights being shut off, and then the light bulb went off in your head thinking, hey, maybe we could do something about this. And really what you've put together is a cookie cutter approach that could be applied throughout the United States. And hopefully this isn't the last time we do it, because, times are tough and we have to look out for each other. And this is a great opportunity to come together as a community, because as we've said repeatedly, we have all been there.
Definitely. And
Tim Misny again. What an amazing gesture. So again, he will match donations up to $5,000 during this next hour here of the Digithon. We're up till 7:30 tonight.
Okay.
Can you check back with us at the end of the show tonight, and we can kind of give you an update of how we're doing?
That would be great. And I encourage people to participate in this because, it may sound corny, but let's make some big deposits in our own personal karma banks. And, but for the grace of God, we all could be there. And, the folks who have run into some financial snags, they're hardworking people, but things come up. Their muffler might fall off, or the car, they need a new muffler, or they need new tires, or their kid needs something. That's why, we together as a community have to come together. And it really is a wonderful thing that you guys are doing. I compliment you. And I thank you 10 times for letting me be involved in this. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you.
And we thank you. Thank you for doing this. And I can't wait to say that I made Misny pay. So.
Oh boy. Oh boy. All right, it would be Tim. A pleasure. Okay, guys, thank you.
Make
thank you.
him pay, folks. We'll see you a little later on.
In a little bit. Thank you.
Thanks.
That things like that, Rachel, are inspiring. And while we have a moment, I went through our guest list, and we're going to have Kevin Nowak in a couple of moments. Take me back to when you and Phil Trexler kind of put this campaign together. And we're going to see some videos here in a little while as well. But what inspired this? What kind of turned this in from an idea to a really fundraising effort to something where now we're doing a Digithon and we're getting donations from all over the place?
Right. So this really was born out of an investigation that Phil and I did in December. And it was about a local veteran who told us that he couldn't pay his bills. And after we did that story, so many people reached out and said, how can we help him? And, we weren't really sure at this point what this would become, but that kind of was the start of it for us. So we shared Terrence's story. You'll also hear from Terrence a little bit later. And we talked about the fact that a lot of people are applying for these programs and they're not able to get help for a number of different reasons. And while of course we help people apply and we want them, and I see Kevin just actually joined us. We'll be able to talk to Kevin.
Yes.
His organization, CHN Housing Partners, does just this. At the end of the day, there's too many applicants. The demand is so high. So this is the reason why we launched this. People like Terrence is the reason why we launched this, and we're going to be able to help all of these people because of the generosity of Northeast Ohioans. So now, Kevin, I see you're here. I don't see your video quite yet.
There he is.
There he
Hello.
is. Hi, Kevin. How are you doing?
Great. How you doing?
Thank you for being here.
Oh, very glad to be here.
So Kevin and CHN Housing Partners, as I just mentioned, is our partner on this. WKYC Studios and CHN Housing Partners are doing this Keep the Lights On campaign together. So Kevin, just first tell people a little bit about your organization and what you guys are all about.
Sure, Rachel. Thank you very much for having us here. And first, I'd like to just say thank you very much to you and WKYC for all the work that you've done to bring awareness to this issue. This is something that we weren't sure when we first started this, what would come of it. But like so many times, Northeast Ohio has responded in a time of crisis when you have good leadership that brings awareness to an issue to really support the work here. So, we've been able to see people bringing in $10 to $1,000 kind of across the board to support this effort. So thank you to you and WKYC. CHN as an organization is a 40-year-old nonprofit. We really focus on housing stability. We start with the power of a permanent address. So, we believe that the power of a permanent address helps to change lives and improve communities. So we focus on several ways to do that. So we provide affordable housing, we build it, we help to provide utility assistance like what we're talking about today. We help people stay in their homes, we help them to buy homes, we help to improve the energy efficiency, really straight across the board. Everything that has to do with maintaining housing stability for a family, we do it.
And Kevin, you've been in the business a long time. You were telling me earlier, this is unprecedented, what we've seen this last year. Kind of talk about that a little bit and just how many applicants you guys have received this year.
Sure, absolutely. So when we look at what we've seen in this pandemic, it truly is unprecedented. We're in a 100-year pandemic, and we immediately saw a significant loss of jobs. With a significant loss of jobs, we saw a lot of people who otherwise had never applied for assistance before. So you think about maybe the waitress who was at the restaurant that you would go to, a single mother that has 1 or 2 children, she's making ends meet, not really ever applying for governmental assistance before. The hotel worker, we had a hotel worker who had applied, had a wife and 4 children, had consistent employment, never applied for government assistance before, got laid off last March, got called back last May, laid off again. So there are the people in our community that that we see every day, and that are friends of ours that live down the street, or our family members. We've seen people have applied for our rental assistance program. Have declared that they've lost over $227 million worth of income. So you can imagine that amount. I mean, that's over 10,000 people who have applied for that program. Most all of them people who have not applied for assistance before. So it's just this really significant increase and need.
Right. And so when we came to you with this idea, you guys, jumped right on board. What has this campaign, has this exceeded your expectations? And what will this campaign and the donations that we've raised together here mean for you guys?
Sure. Yes, it definitely, we weren't sure what to expect. And but it has truly exceeded our expectations. And really, when we thought about this, a lot of times what you'll see in the news, is that the government is bringing a lot of resources, right? Significant spending packages from the federal government. That does not cover everything, right? The government is not able to, cover, every need. And what we need to do locally is to ensure that we provide that support mechanism for the people within our community. And this is what these dollars do. They allow for us to fill the gaps that the federal and local governmental resources do not otherwise fill.
Right. And I think it's interesting too, I had this question, so I think other people probably do too, aren't there government assistance programs for this? Why can't these people just apply for that? Can you kind of touch on the fact that a lot of times it's really hard to be eligible for all of these programs, and sometimes people aren't eligible, and there's a gap.
Yes, absolutely. So when anyone comes into our doors, we always look at their eligibility for not just necessarily the program that they're applying for, but for other programs for which they may be eligible. And what we see when there's a large governmental assistance program, there's oftentimes kind of corners that are created by that program because they're intended to reach the maximum amount of people possible. So what that doesn't account for are unique circumstances that otherwise we need to account for. It also can't reach everybody at the same time. So you have 2 factors there, right? That we're working with. One of which being, a government program cannot qualify everybody who otherwise has that need.
Right. And so what we decided to do from the money we raise is give $750 to each applicant so we can help the most people. And as you know, we have since surpassed 50,000. We're hoping to get to 60 or 65 tonight. How many Northeast Ohioans will that be able to help?
Yeah, I mean, so when we think about the help, first I have to do a plug because I've just had to say this the whole time. We need to make Tim pay. I have to go there, right? So when we think about
it's fun.
Pardon?
It's fun to say.
It's fun to say. I've just had to say it the whole time ever since I knew we were going to be doing this. I had to. I'm sure plenty of people are doing that at home. So when we're thinking about the amount of people that it could serve, we're talking about, hundreds of Ohioans kind of at a minimum that'll be served. So when we think about the maximum amount, right? The maximum amount is 750, but not everyone is going to need that amount. So it's really going to depend at the end of the day at what the need is for people when they come to our doors.
Awesome. Well, Kevin, thank you for being here today. Thank you for partnering with us on this. This campaign has been so fun. I'm sad that it's going to be ending tonight, but this is a fun, way to go.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. And again, thank you very much to WKYC and to you, Rachel, for leadership on this. It's been great to work with you, and thank you everyone for your generosity.
Awesome. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, it's to see Kevin's face there, just kind of describing how the money can make an impact. Just even that little chunk it reminds you that we're helping so many of our neighbors. To do so, again, to donate, and we'll remind you about this all night. Keep the lights on CLE.org. We've got a link to that right here at WKYC.com/keep the lights on. And on our app, on our site, we've got a link to it. So you can't miss it. That's how you can donate. And again, we're trying to make Tim Misny pay throughout the show. And those dollars, every little bit, will help our friends and neighbors across Northeast Ohio.
Right. And speaking about those neighbors across Northeast Ohio, we put together a story, just, some of the people that I've talked to over these last few months who are struggling and what this campaign means to them. So we want you guys to just see that this is just a little bit of some of their stories.
It was in this moment that I wanted to launch our Keep the Lights On CLE campaign. What is your biggest fear?
That I might freeze to death because they're going to cut my power off.
When I learned the things I take for granted are what Cleveland resident and Army veteran Terrence DeWalt fear the most.
What's in my hand is bills that are shortly getting ready to shut off.
And Terrence is one of nearly 15,000 Northeast Ohioans who applied for assistance since the start of the pandemic. Jennifer Toth did too.
I wake up every day thinking, okay, is this the day that the worst could happen?
Disabled for 16 years with lupus, her Social Security income is fixed. Her days of worry are not.
In the beginning of COVID, it changed everything for me, and just everyday basic needs, the costs went astronomically high. So the limited income I was already on was getting more limited.
Neither received assistance. And while local nonprofits like CHN Housing Partners have given out $12 million to 5,500 applicants, the reality is the demand for help far outweighs the available funding. That's why 3 News teamed up with CHN Housing Partners to launch our Keep the Lights On campaign 1 month ago. Our goal was to raise money to help our neighbors who were struggling to pay their utility bills amid the pandemic. And boy, have you delivered.
You've helped us raise over $25,000 so far.
We have reached $30,000. Every time we raised our fundraising goal, you helped us crush it.
$45,000. That's how much money you've helped us raise for our Keep the Lights On CLE campaign.
While donations continue to pour in, our partners at CHN have already begun paying off our neighbors' utility bills. I personally shared the good news earlier this week.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh, that's such a relief.
Wow, thank you. You are an angel.
So that our campaign can help the most people in need, we're putting $750 toward each applicant's past due bills.
It just helps so much to get things under control.
So, I think that right there, we can talk all we want, but I think hearing from the people is what really puts it in perspective. And I did all of these interviews and I've met all these people and I've talked with them. And you just want to help, it's hard not to, after talking with people and they tell you their stories, and that's kind of what happened with me and Phil, because we did this story. And as journalists, especially investigative journalists, we do stories all the time where we expose problems, right? But how often can we actually do something about it? And that is kind of why we wanted to do this campaign, because we felt like, of course, we're not going to solve the utility crisis with our campaign. We know that, but we can put a dent in it and we can at least help our neighbors here here in Northeast Ohio help our neighbors like Jennifer and like Terrence?
It's very easy at the end of a day. You're out, you're reporting a story, you do the story, you're done, and that's it. You put it to bed. The fact that you and Phil and our management at 3 News, and then working with CHN Housing, didn't turn away and didn't say, boy, that's a shame. I wish somebody could help them. The fact that you took that next step, which is a hard step, you're trying to figure out, okay, what's this going to look like? How's this going to play out? How can we make it work? Kudos, because it's not easy to do. And to see, I can only imagine to get those reactions. People are like, oh, you're our angel, and that I can't believe this. I mean, that makes it all worth it.
Yeah, as a reporter, you don't get a lot of moments like that, and it's really been amazing to see. And through CHN, just a little bit of background for folks joining us that don't know the history of this. We already started giving out some of that money. So we are giving out $750 to each applicant. And how it works, so people know their money is not going to go right into someone's pocket. Your money is going to go to the utility provider. So let's say John Smith is behind on his utility bills. He applies to our campaign. CHN verifies, that he does need the help. They're going to take the donations that you all are sending us, and they're going to call First Energy and say, hey, what is John Smith's account number, whatever, and then put that money directly into his account to pay that utility bill. So your money is not going to be going into anyone's hands or pockets. We're not going to see it. They're not going to see it. It's just going to go to pay utility bills, which I also thought was really cool about all of this.
And I thought you and Kevin brought up a really good point. There are a lot of, the government, state government, federal government are trying to do what they can here in this time. There's pandemic protection loans, and there's obviously stimulus, CARES Act, things like that. There's a lot of large help, but when you start to look at it from, okay, how am I going to pay to keep my lights on? How am I going to pay to have gas, to have heat in my house, heat in my apartment, whatever, have running water? That's when you start to break the needs down to, those levels, it really becomes important because, Tim Misny said it right at the beginning. It was one thing where, he was able to get enough money to, get a meal at McDonald's, but all of a sudden he realized, I can't pay my bills next month. Right. I'm in trouble. Everybody's had that point. Loans, whatever. We've all been there at some point, and it's just getting exacerbated during the pandemic.
Right, exactly. And to take it a step further, I'm an investigative reporter, so I like data. I like numbers. So when we started this whole thing, I asked CHN, how many people have come to you looking for assistance? How much government money did you get? How much money have you given? I like to see all the numbers. Mm-hmm. And I think this puts it in perspective. More than 15,000 residents sought help from CHN Housing Partners. Wow. And while CHN distributed $12 million, which is a lot of money, that is only completing 5,500 payments. So looking back at that, that's a third. You know what I mean? Right. And this is just one nonprofit that we're looking at here. There's so many more people, and obviously this isn't just a Northeast Ohio problem. This is everywhere. Right. But of course, we're focusing on Northeast Ohio because these are our neighbors and our friends.
Again, the website to donate is keepthelightsoncele.org. We've got links to it at WKYC.com. Also, WKYC.com/keepthelights-on, our WKYC app. Right? If you're watching on Facebook, you're watching on YouTube, it's there. You can't miss it. We're doing this until 7:30 tonight. So you've got plenty of time. We've got special guests throughout the evening here to talk about, not just to entertain. We want to have some fun and really kind of allow the generosity of Northeast Ohio to be shown in many different ways. But everybody has a story, and that's one thing I'm excited where I just saw them kind of getting ready here. Kyle and Marcus are going to be joining us here in a couple of minutes, our first musical performers of the night. And I'm sure they have stories. Everybody has stories about how at a time when you needed a hand, you needed somebody to be able to pick you up. This community is so good at that.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I think if you guys want to turn your cameras on, and we can welcome Kyle and Marcus.
There
Hi,
they
guys.
are. Cameras on. Hi, guys. You know, unmute yourselves here as well. Oh, there we go. All right.
Hello.
How you doing?
Hi, thank you for being
We are
here.
so honored.
Thank
We're so
you.
honored
We're
to
so
have
honored.
both of you.
Thank you.
Well, Kyle Kidd and Marcus Allen Ward are our guests, and both of you bring so many talents to the field. That's why we're so excited to get you both together. Kyle, a musician and activist. I love a message you had, and I think it was either on your Instagram or Facebook, Kyle. Be encouraged to stand in the strength of love, worship what it means to live in truth. I love that. And you're an activist. You're not just a musician, you're an activist.
I outside of saying activist, I prefer not to say activist all the time. An activator of spaces is what I like to.
There you go. And to your left and to our right, you know, Marcus Allen Ward, you are a self-taught multi-instrumentalist. I see you there with the guitar, but you're also a singer, a songwriter, a producer, and an electric soul pioneer.
Yeah, a lot of words for a guy, a lot of words for one dude. Yeah, for sure.
For both of you, it doesn't matter who answers them. Obviously, we're excited to have you perform. Where does your inspiration come from for your music, for what you do when you're not playing music, to come on shows like this and lend your talents to causes? Where does that come from?
For me, you know, my inspiration comes from where my spirit is led, and what work I love to do and what I'm passionate about. And, you know, this whole Digithon is about touching the people within our city and lending a helping hand and supporting where we can. So anytime I can use what I have to uplift and amplify and activate other individuals to join something like this, is, you know, that's inspiration enough for me. So again, I'm honored, and, you know, Cleveland is us against the world. So here we are together doing it.
What about you, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm inspired by, you know, same as Kyle. I mean, I have a background in art, and you know, just today, I'm inspired, you know, by Kyle and by our community and uplifting people in this time in COVID. And as soon as I saw what, you know, the Digithon was for, you know, I was all about it, uplifting people who need utilities. And I know we all have family members or friends or anybody who's touched by this pandemic and just life in general. I mean, life is enough, and then we have the pandemic on top of it. So, you know, really glad to be here today and just inspired to do what we can to raise funds and help people, you know, progress in life. So bring need to the community.
And again, to raise funds, it's keepthelightsoncle.org to donate. What are you going to perform for us? We're excited here to have you.
This is a song called Body.
Yeah.
That we just did this on NPR maybe a few weeks ago. And yeah, it's upbeat. Have fun while, you know, we're donating to our community, and you know, let's enjoy a nice day here in Cleveland and get that vibe going.
And I'll just drop this in there. This is kind of like a introduction to our collaboration, some things that we're going to be working on for the future that we'll be releasing at some point. So for you and all your viewers, keep your eyes peeled. We've got some things for you.
Body. Make it happen.
Whenever you guys are ready, take it away.
Thank you. Body, gain some self-control. So little love, but I keep trying. Should I, would I, could I, should I, would I, could I, should I, would I, could I, oh. Should I,
Outstanding.
Good. Oh my gosh. It's like dancing over here.
I know.
Thank you.
I feel like it's a world premiere of this collaboration that we can look forward to down the road. I'm so excited.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
it's gonna be good.
Yeah, a lot of music coming, and appreciate you giving us the platform, especially to get back to the community. So glad to be here today.
Can we do one more for you?
Of course.
We'd love it.
All right. We're gonna take it in a little different direction, slow it down a little bit if that's okay.
Thank you.
All right. Seems like you're always running from me. Don't know if it's your inability to give word to your feelings. You pass my name to everything with no regard to our dreams that you promised me. Just can't deny it. I ain't gonna hide it. This love, your love has sparked a fire inside of me. I'm open and please. The way that I see you, it's love through and through. Let's go on and live what's true. Just can't deny it. I ain't gonna hide it. This love, just can't deny it. Oh, I ain't gonna hide it. This love,
That is awesome, you guys.
Oh, wow.
So much passion.
Thank you.
So great.
Thank you.
Where can people see you and find your music?
So my social media, all of my social media is my name, Kyle Kidd, Kyle Kidd, 2 D's, last name, Kyle Kidd Music. You can just type that in any platform and you can find me.
And I'm Marcus Allen Ward, Marcusalan Ward, WARD. And that's Instagram, Facebook, and everything. So
yeah, follow us, say hi, send us messages, and we'll let you know where you can see us perform again soon.
I know. Hopefully, when COVID is over, we could do this live and we can actually meet in person.
Please invite us. We'll definitely show up.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
We are so excited to again be a part of this amazing, amazing Digithon. It's so important. And thank you for standing in the gap and doing this work.
Of course. Thank you guys.
Pleasure.
Have a good rest of the night.
You too. Kyle Kidd, Marcus Allen Ward joining us. Our first musical act of the evening, and just tremendous performance. As we continue here on the Digithon, Keep the Lights on CLE. Again, keepthelights.on CLE.org is how you can donate. If you just joining us, just logging in, Tim Misny, you know him because he'll make them pay. He put the gauntlet down as the show started. He will match all donations up to $5,000. And we want to make him pay. So again, log on, keepthelights.on CLE.org is how you can donate.
Exactly. That was a great performance. And we are going to have entertainment throughout the night. So you are going to want to stay with us this whole time. We have more music. We have a comedian. We have a magician. Lots of fun stuff coming up. And hopefully at the end, we'll have Misny so we can tell him that we got to actually, make him pay all that money.
Yes, I hope so. Rachel, it's amazing. Hour and a half. Cleveland is really becoming we are a mecca in the entertainment world. Whether you're talking music, whether you're talking motion pictures, or in television. I mean, you're gonna find an actor or an actress with Cleveland ties, or you're gonna find directors like the Russo brothers. I mean, that have Cleveland ties, and certainly in television, no short of people that call our area, Ohio, Northeast Ohio, Cleveland, whatever, home, that have roots here.
Yeah, that's right, Dino. And actually, one of those people who is an Ohio native, living the dream in Hollywood right now, the creator of a show on Amazon Studios. I don't know if you've watched it, The Boys. Have you seen it yet?
I have now. Since you told me about it, I have.
It's a great show.
Yes, it is.
It's a little bloody, but it's a great show, and it's different. It's a different take on the superheroes. It's almost like an anti-superhero type of show. And so we have the creator of Amazon Studios' hit TV show, The Boys, Mr. Eric Kripke. He is a Toledo native, and he was kind enough to tape a little special message for us tonight, and we're going to share that with you now.
Hey, my name is Eric Kripke, and I'm the writer and producer of the television shows The Boys and Supernatural. And I'm an Ohioan. I was born and raised in Toledo, Ohio. And I really miss it. I miss riding my bike with my friends and going to the mall and going to movies. But the thing I think I miss the most are the people. Ohioans take care of each other, and they're kind, and they're down to earth with common sense. And they're just good people. And, I've really tried to take those qualities with me when I moved from Ohio to kind of insane Los Angeles. But, I moved when I was 18. But when people ask me where I'm from, I say I'm an Ohioan, because I'm so proud to be from Ohio, and it's such an important part of my identity. And in that spirit, if you're able to donate to Keep the Lights on Cleveland, Keep the Lights on Cleveland, whichever it is, please donate. It's been obviously a crazy year, and so hard for so many people. And if you're able to just take care of your neighbor and help them keep the lights on, please consider doing so, from one Ohioan to another. Thank you very much.
Yes, love it. So again, Mr. Eric Kripke, the producer, the creator of Amazon Studios' The Boys, as well as the CW Supernatural. So you don't normally see him, on the screen. He's behind the scenes doing all that kind of stuff. And a shout out to my sister who works on The Boys and was able to help me secure that interview with Mr. Kripke. So we're so happy that he took some time from his very busy day. They're working on season 3 of The Boys right now to join us for Keep the Lights On. And again, if you could help us donate, we would be so appreciative. And that website is keepthelightsoncle.org, keepthelightsoncle.org.
I love his message. Ohioans take care of each other. Ohioans help each other. Ohioans have a kind heart. And it's interesting, he's gone on to Hollywood and done great things, but has never forgotten his roots. And you hear that from so many people who, in whatever field, entertainment, athletics, business, whatever, that, they've gone on, they've been able to move maybe out of Northeast Ohio for whatever reason, but they always come back to help. And they always remember those values and those lessons that they were brought up with. And it's just hearing Eric say that, just kind of like, wow, it's cool to hear that he still feels that way about, in his case, Toledo, but as he says, from a whole Ohio.
Yeah, I love that, from one Ohioan to another. And for me, it's a little different because I am a new Ohioan. I got here about 1.5 years ago. And, my first 6 months was great. I met so many people and I was able to do so many fun things. And then the world shut down. So it's been a strange time to move someplace, but I am loving the city. And the viewers have been so welcoming. Our coworkers have been so welcoming, even in these strange times. You can just feel the love here. So I really like that. And so appreciative of Eric for giving us a couple of minutes. And it's always cool to, get a Hollywood star who doesn't forget about their roots.
That's absolutely right. And we're going to have another star of a different form of entertainment here in just a moment here. He's getting himself ready to go here. Rick Smith Jr. will join us in a second. Tremendous magician. Keepthelightsoncle.org is how you can donate to be a part of this. We are on until 7:30 Eastern tonight here with the Digithon. You can also find links to donate, wkyc.com/keepthelightson, and also at the WKYC app as well, as we'll be joined by other entertainers here in the next hour or so, including Mikey Silas. Monica Robbins will take her senior health correspondent hat off and put on her rock star hat. And if you've never seen Monica perform, it's a treat. She's so talented, and she'll join us. And we'll also hear from the one, the only Mike Polk Jr. coming up before we are done. I see Rick there. I don't hear Rick. Are you good? You ready?
I'm ready when you guys are.
Oh, right.
Awesome. We can see you though.
Yeah, we don't see your face.
Wait.
There he is.
Oh, there we go.
Can you see me now?
Yes. I feel like that was your first trick of the night here for us.
I magically appeared.
How are you?
All of you? I'm doing all right. Thank you guys so much for having me on, and hopefully I can bring a little bit of entertainment to you guys and the viewers watching.
Definitely. And you have such a cool background. You've been on so many national shows, including Ellen, Shark Tank, The Tonight Show. So I started watching your YouTube videos just to prep myself. So the stuff you can do with a playing card is truly insane. From ripping through a LaCroix can to, it's pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. A few years ago, I filmed with a group called Dude Perfect on YouTube, and my videos with them have over 183 million views so far, which is pretty insane because it launched my whole YouTube career, which I never expected to have. But it's great during this pandemic time because typically I perform 600 events a year, and I had to adapt and start performing virtually for a little bit. So that's where we are now.
Now you grew up, with magic. You were as a kid, but you went to Cleveland State.
Yep.
It was a pitcher for the Vikings, and you had a mean fastball. You could throw that maybe 90 plus miles an hour, which of course, we can always use, Vikings or Indians. We can always use guys who can reach 90. But you found your ability to throw a fastball when it comes to card throwing helped get you beyond baseball into the Guinness Book of World Records.
Yeah, I've earned 4 Guinness Book World Records so far by throwing playing cards. One of my records is right here, which I broke recently, which is accuracy world record, which was pretty fun. And there's more to come. I was supposed to do something in Italy prior to the pandemic to break another Guinness World Record for Guinness. But hopefully once that all clears up, I'll be able to travel and break that next record.
Awesome. So what has it been like for you during the pandemic to do Zoom shows?
It's been insane. So, I created a studio here in my basement where I have basically my whole show, and I can perform with people through the screen. Let me give you an example. Can I give you an example?
Of course.
Please. I'm gonna throw something to you, Rachel. You ready? I want you to catch it through the screen.
Okay.
Here it comes. Did you catch it?
I got it.
This is so good. All right. So you just caught a virtual deck of playing cards.
Okay.
So your job is simple. All I would like you to do is I'd like you to mix them up to the best of your ability.
Okay.
Rachel, you have to take them out of the box. Otherwise the trick's never going to work.
Right. Okay.
Yep, my bad.
Okay. Shuffling.
Wow, this is good. So
right.
Your job is simple. Now, we don't have a lot of people to view this with, other than the people that are watching. So you're going to be the spectator. You're going to choose one of those cards and you're going to look at it. You're going to memorize it.
Okay.
But make sure it's not the Ace of Spades or the Queen of Hearts. We don't want something too easy.
Okay.
You got something?
Got it.
I want you to, I know it's going to sound crazy, but show the camera your invisible virtual card. I'll look away. You done?
Yep, don't look.
All right, take the card, put it back into the box, and then throw them back to me. Perfect, thanks. So now that I have your cards for the very first time, everyone that's watching, they have no idea what card you selected. So tell us right now, what was the card?
It was a Jack of Spades.
Check this out. I'm going to take the cards out of the box. Now, you could have chosen any card. I have all the cards right here. Only one of the cards is upside down. You chose the Jack of Spades. The funny thing is, it's exactly what was inside there.
Stop.
I don't know how you did that, but that was pretty impressive. So
what? That is actually crazy. And we didn't plan that.
Oh, man.
A little taste of what we're doing.
Wow.
And I mean, entertainers have been affected by this pandemic not more than everybody else, of course, as everybody else, but more than you would think. Typically, I would perform 600 events a year. And right now, we're limited to virtual events pretty much. I mean, things are opening up a little bit better now. But I teamed up with 2 of my friends who are both magicians, David Anthony and Michael Mage, here in Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm just going to show you this because we are putting on this virtual show this Friday. So if anybody wants to check it out, it's called Virtually Impossible. Check it out for sure, because we're going to be doing a full 1-hour Zoom magic show for anyone around the world that wants to participate, and it'll help keep the lights on for live entertainers as well.
Very cool. Very cool.
But I have more.
Rick, when you're out and about. Oh yeah. Well, go ahead. I'll ask my question after.
No, ask now.
I was going to ask, when you're out, I mean, what's the size of your shows? Like if people have seen Now You See Me, that movie with, with a, huge effects show or whatever, is it like a stage show or is just something, you prefer big venues or small venues, I guess is maybe what I'm asking.
So as a performer, I'll perform anything. I mean, my roots are here in Cleveland, so I would perform anything from a birthday party in the Cleveland area all the way to working for the biggest companies in the world around the globe in different countries, in Las Vegas. So I can do anything from a small parlor-sized comedy, magic, illusion, mentalism show to the big grand illusion, making assistants appear, disappear, cutting them in half, all that fun stuff. So it's pretty cool because you mentioned some of my TV lists. Today I got asked to be on Fool Us. So I'm going to see if that'll go through. I have to get casted by next Friday, but that's a really cool show. That's
knock on wood.
And Teller. So
awesome. What else do you have for us?
Okay. So being on social media this past year, YouTube has been really good to me. I've had over 350 million views on my videos. And I received an award as an influencer. So I use this magic trick in my show to influence people with magic. So I have a list here of celebrity influencers. I'll say the first name. If any of you guys know the last name, shout it out. So we'll start with Justin
Timberlake.
Perfect. Bieber. Bruno.
Mars.
Yeah.
LeBron.
James.
Rick.
Smith.
You got it. You got it. Taylor.
Swift.
Beyonce.
No.
Oh my gosh, you guys are good. Okay, so my job is to influence. How about this? I'll influence Dave to choose one of these celebrities just to prove that I'm correct and I know who you're going to pick. I have a picture of the celebrity right here inside this envelope. So I'll mix these cards up, tons of different names. I'll mix them up, and to influence you, I'll split them into two piles: Sylvester Stallone or Tom Cruise. Which pile do you want to keep? Which one do you want to get rid of?
I'll take this Sylvester pile.
You're going to keep Sylvester, so Tom Cruise is gone.
Yeah.
All right, so we have Sylvester, we still have Julia Roberts, Beyonce. We got some good people still. So I'm going to mix them up again. You got rid of me, I see, but that's okay. Here we go. Mixing them again. Okay, so now you have Mariah Carey or Adam Levine. Who are you choosing to keep? Who are you choosing to get rid of? Which pile?
We will keep Mariah Carey.
Keep Mariah Carey. So Adam's gone.
Adam's gone.
So now you're going to choose one of these celebrities. Okay, Mariah Carey, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Sylvester. This is good. So I'm going to mix them like this. When you say stop, this will be your card, the top card. So if you say stop now before I even start, it'd be Mariah Carey, Beyonce, and so on. So I'll go through them and mix them first. Okay, now I'm going to influence you. So you say stop whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Okay, here?
Oh, no, keep going.
Okay. So not Demi. All right, just making sure. Wow.
Yeah, good.
This one.
Stop. Yep.
You sure? I don't want to. I mean, I am influencing you, but you can change your mind if you'd like.
No, we'll take that one.
This is the one you chose. So you could have had Albert or Sylvester, but you chose Lady Gaga. Now that's interesting because from the very beginning, I knew you would choose her. And I know you probably don't believe me, so that's why I have that picture. And inside, I'll open it up and you will see, everybody, there's a picture of Lady Gaga at 6 months of age. Right? Goo Goo Gaga, Star is Born. No, really, it is Lady Gaga.
That is amazing. Oh, come on, man.
Oh my gosh. How?
That is unbelievable.
Wow.
So yeah, fun stuff.
Wow.
I've been performing in Cleveland for goodness, my whole life. I've been performing here, and I've been friends with a whole bunch of your producers and people from Channel 3, and one of the guys that work for you guys now on the show with Kathy Lee and Hoda. You guys have been great family for me, so I appreciate you guys having me on today.
Of course. People are going to think we set that up, but we really did not set that up. And that was crazy.
No. So that brings me back to the virtual show. So if anybody would like to see it this Friday, go to my Instagram at Rick Smith Jr., swipe up on the story, grab some tickets. It's fun for the whole family. Like I said, David Anthony, Michael Mage, and myself, we're putting it on. And we're also doing virtual shows for whoever else is interested in helping keep the entertainment, keeping the lights on the stages too, as well. But I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
For sure.
Rick, we can't thank you enough.
No, hey, I appreciate it. You guys have an awesome time, and I'll see you next time.
Thanks.
Sounds good.
Bye.
Take care.
I have to be honest with you, Dino. when Rick Smith was telling me that he could do magic through, Zoom, I was like, I don't know. Let's see it. But that was crazy.
How's that going to look?
That was crazy.
I'm amazed. The cards, and like he said, it's that power of the mind and that the power of suggestion and the influencing. He's amazing. And again, go to his Instagram and you can register to be a part of that virtual performance later on this week.
Right.
We've got 1 hour to go, my friend.
I know this is flying by. So I have to tell the viewers, I have never done anything like this. I am an investigative reporter, so I'm not normally, having fun with my stories and just kind of just talking freely. And so this is totally new for me. Dino is a master though. So thank you for bearing with me, Dino. I can't believe how quick this is flying by.
It is. Goes back to my old days. My former life as a radio talk show host. This is absolutely fun. The most important part about tonight, though, is the generosity of people here in Northeast Ohio and around the country and around the world. But if you want to donate, again, we're here for another hour, and we want to help our friends and our neighbors and people around the area make it a little easier for themselves to pay their utility bill during this time of COVID and the pandemic. To do so, to donate what you can, go to keepthelightsoncle.org to donate. To find out more and to see some of Rachel's stories on this and Phil Trexler's stories, we've got a special section on our website, and there is a link to donate as well. WKYC.com/keepthelightson. You can, some of the story, we played one of our packages earlier that you kind of get an overview of this campaign, but people can read some of the stories and see all these videos. It has been, it's only been, let's see, it's been February is kind of when we were running a lot of this, but this has taken a couple of months to put together between, how long?
Yeah, so we did our first story in December, and that's when we met Terrence, and we did a couple stories then, and that's when Phil and I were like, we want to do more, we want to do a campaign, and we went to our digital director, Denise, and our community advocate, Margaret Bernstein, Denise Pulverine, and we talked with them about it, and they helped us to make this thing happen, and then we launched this actual campaign, the Keep the Lights On campaign, 1 month ago. So today is the final night as well. And I just want to read you too, Dino. I'm texting with Laura over at CHN, and she's giving updates as we go on. And she's telling me just as the donations keep coming in and what people are writing too. And one person wrote, "Make Misny pay."
Yeah, that's right.
So I love that. So she's telling me as they're coming in, and again, so we're seeing it, and we appreciate all of it. So keep the lights on, CLE.org, keep donating, and we're almost at, she just told me, 55,000 now. So $55,000. The more money we raise tonight, the more money we will make Misny pay. So keep on donating. Keep the lights on, CLE.org. I think we've told viewers this before too. A lot of companies even do match programs. Our company, we're so lucky, Tegna, does a match program. So right now they're doing a double match. So look into your company's policies too. Here, if you donate 25, that becomes 75, which is awesome. So I took advantage of that. I hope our coworkers are too. And feel free to peer pressure your friends and your family members. It's a good cause. It's helping our neighbors. And that's what it's all about.
And Tim Misny, we said we started the show, the very, very well-known personal injury lawyer has pledged he will match the donations here from the Digithon tonight up to $5,000. So please keep those donations coming in. Make Tim pay.
Exactly.
Make him pay.
Yeah.
And we have another musical guest.
Yes, we have another musical guest. I see he just signed on. We have Mikey Silas. Hey, Mikey, how are you doing?
Wonderful. What's up? Hi, Dave. Hi, Rachel.
Hey, so just to
Good to have you.
Just to read a little bit about Mikey, he's a lead vocalist for Apostle Jones, and he was just voted Cleveland Scene's Best Male Vocalist for 2020. So, you know, you should all consider yourselves very lucky that we have this talent with us tonight.
Oh man, that's not a setup for failure. No, I'm kidding. If I can take a moment to say I'm super grateful for this campaign you put together. Just the lineup tonight and just running this. You know, we've recognized such a need for us all to sort of take care of each other a little bit. And that's near and dear to my heart. So thank you so much.
Of course, of course. So Mikey, tell me a little bit about yourself and your band, and you know, just a little bit about your what you guys are all about and what inspires you.
Cool. The band we're about 2 years old in Cleveland. We're a feel-good band. You know, we like to take the things that life throws at you and turn them into a positive. Whether it's telling the sad story, but doing it in a joyful way. You know, we like to play music and just really touch people and impact their lives. It's a huge thing for us, that effect that we have on other people. And I was born in Cleveland. I lived for a while in Chicago, came back a few years ago, and I've just loved it since I've been back here.
Right. So what has the pandemic been like for you guys? You know, how have you stayed busy during this time?
Well, lots of live stream opportunities, you know, but the biggest thing has been sitting around and waiting for someone bigger than you to come in and make a law or put something into effect that really changes your life or gives you that check or turns the lights on or keeps them on. And recognizing that as a community, especially in the music community, that we had to kind of look out for each other. So initially, when it first started, we put out a live album, and all the proceeds from that live album went to different tip buckets for other performers, the venue security staff, the bookers, GoFundMes, Facebook Live donate here things. Because we thought it was so important to be a part of that circle of giving, even though we couldn't play out at the time. We wanted to feel that connection to people still. Because I think it's just right now, especially, there's just such a need for us to help each other still.
Right. And when we were talking too, you were saying that you feel like you guys have grown during this time. You know, it's been different, but you've been able to grow through it.
Well, you know, you get to sit with your feelings for a long time during a pandemic. The band kind of like restructured a little bit, and we actually released our first EP during the pandemic and just really tried to find a way to stay creatively inspired, knowing that, you know, once we did kind of reach that other side of everything that's been going on, that we wanted to have something that to show for it, you know, a little bit of, because I mean, what else? We would go crazy with nothing to do, especially
right.
musically.
Awesome. So you are going to play for us. What are you going to play?
I got a couple songs for y'all. The first song is called 24 Hours, which is really about not knowing what to do, but knowing you got to do something. Then the next song is going to be called Drifting, and it's one of the new songs that came out of the quarantine era. And we're so happy to play it for you and to represent the band. So
thank you. Can't wait to hear. Whenever you're ready.
Thanks. I know 24 hours goes by every day. There should have been enough time for me to get stuff done. I know 24 hours goes by every day. There should have been enough time for me to get some done. But all those seconds slip away. How am I ever gonna find something done? Well, I got you on my mind. I got you, Lord, on my mind. I've got you on my mind. Oh, yes. And I know 12 months, oh, goes by every year. Should have been enough time for me to have moved on. Oh, and 12 months goes by, Lord, every year. That should have been enough time for me to move on. But all them holidays I don't want to celebrate. Well, I know I need to move on. Well, I got you, well, on my mind. I've got you, Lord, on my mind. Well, I got you, oh, you on my mind this time, oh, I know. And all the nights, and all the days, and all them lonely, silly ways, I'm searching for my soul's desire. I never wanted to go astray. And I know they said a lifetime is still up in front of we. Plenty time for me to turn another page. And I know a lifetime is still up in front of me. Plenty time for me to turn another page. But all those pages I know I still can't relate. Well, how am I gonna find another page? Well, I got you on my mind. Hey, I got you on my mind. I got you on my mind.
Awesome. Thank you.
I'm in the middle of the song, and there's a line that we always ad-lib when we play it live, and it kind of fit in there. Minzy makes them pay. I couldn't remember where it was, so. We got some live shows coming up, so come out and have a good time.
I love it.
Today's my mom's birthday, so I just want to take a moment to say happy birthday to her. And I know it's not been a good year for a lot of people, just for many reasons. And just something about this fundraiser just really spoke to me personally, because we lost my dad during this past year. And just the littlest thing can just make you so close to not being able to pay your bills, not being able to afford something, challenge your mortgage and everything. And my family's faced this head on this year. So from a real honest, sincere place, just thank you so much for everyone who's donating, just helping people out. This song is called Drifting. And thank you so much again, Rachel and Dave. Appreciate it. These nights, they're longer now, and my light is coming down, and my heart still on the ground. I'm sifting through this lost and found of who you were before the world took a turn. Oh, love. Oh, yes. Oh, love, love, da, da, da. and the thoughts they trickle round our heads. Sometimes I feel like I'm out of it instead. Turn around, Lord, see me now, see where my heart's invested. Let me lay down these bags, oh, and just unpack them all on you. I'm just drifting in my view. Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Oh, yes. Oh, Lord. Now, don't you wanna see things my way? Who I am now, only ain't I stronger yesterday? I turn around, Lord, see me now, see where my heart's invested. Let me lay down my bags, oh Lord, just unpack them all on you. Well, these are hard times we're pulling through. Ooh, I'm pulling through. Ooh, I'm pulling through. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Oh, that was so great. Oh my gosh. Thank you.
So inspiring.
And it's so perfect for right now. Like I can feel that you wrote it during this year, during the pandemic. You know, it comes through.
Cool. Well, I hope those donations come through. You know, just happy to share music and to put it towards a good cause. So thanks again for setting this all up for, because you saw something, you saw a need. And, you know, I think the community and our world's a lot better with that type of vision. So thank you.
Thank you, Mikey.
Mikey, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And happy birthday to Mikey's mom.
Yes. Yes.
Peace, love, and soul, everybody.
Bye. Thanks.
Take care, my friend. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that was great. It's funny, too, because, you know, I found all the people that are our performers tonight on Instagram and Facebook, but I haven't actually met any of them or seen them live. So it's like my first time hearing them as well. Oh my gosh, everybody is just blowing me away. Again, another one, I can see him live whenever that is.
Yeah, it's just the talent and the heart. It's just Kyle and Marcus and Mikey musically, they just, you can tell there's passion, there's something extra. It's like they brought to those songs, and you can feel, and it really does come from the heart. It's special, you know, and it's like, you know, be able to take that emotion and turn it into music is something. And then in his own way, Rick Smith taking this passion for magic that he's had since childhood and finding something unique to do with it, becoming a 4-time Guinness Book of World Record holder. That's inspiring too, but they're all inspired by a campaign like this that, you know, has a purpose that I think everybody can get behind, helping our neighbors with the basic, simplest thing, being able to pay their utility to keep the lights on and to keep their families safe during this time of COVID.
Yeah, I totally agree. You know, especially in this day and age where so many things are, you know, it's just a lot of decisiveness and, you know, where people just politicize things. This is something that I think everybody can get behind, everybody can relate to. And, you know, I'm not sure if I mentioned this earlier. When I first talked with Terrence, the veteran that inspired this whole campaign, and he told me he was worried about his utility bills. And I said, what are you most fearful for? And he said that I might freeze to death because they're going to cut my power off. And that just blew me away, because that's just something that I never would have even think about that. And I think so many people are like that. You know, you just think when you flick the light, switch that you're going to have light. You know, when you when you want heat, you know, the furnace is going to kick on, and that's not the reality for a lot of people. And that's, you know, why we wanted to do this campaign. Again, you can keep on donating, keep the lights on, CLE.org, keep the lights on, CLE.org. This is our final night, our final push to the finish line. And, you know, we've said it a number of times throughout the Digithon already, but Tim Misny is going to be matching these donations. And actually, I'm talking with my friend Laura at CHN. CHN Housing Partners is our partner on this. And as the donations come in, she can see them, and she's sending me what people are saying in their donations. And a few things I wanted to touch on. One guy just wrote, he donated $40, and he said, "Making my lifelong dreams of making Misny pay come true." So I think a lot of us can relate to that. And then on a more serious note, she said a lot of other people are donating in memory of loved ones, which I think is also really nice. Because again, I think this is something that hits so many people, hits people differently. So yeah, it's just awesome to see. And as she's sending me these in, you know, a lot of people too, asking to donate anonymously. I've seen that throughout this too. You know, throughout this campaign, Laura has told me when we get big donations in, and we've gotten a few $1,000 donations, and the people wanted to stay anonymous. And again, it just blows me away. The generosity in Northeast Ohio is unbelievable, Dino.
We take care of each other, and that was, I go back to when we had Eric Kripke on earlier this hour, who has, you know, an Ohioan who has gone on to become a successful showrunner and show creator in Hollywood for a pair of television shows, saying, Ohioans, we take care of our own, we help each other out. And that's what we do. And just to go back on something, when people are donating, they're wondering how the process works. You go to keepthelightsoncle.org, you make your donation, and as you put it, the money goes to the utilities, and basically CHN Housing Partners applies it to the utilities so bills can get paid.
Exactly. So something I really like about this too, the money's never going through people's hands. You know, if John Smith applies and wants help paying his utility bills, you know, the money's not going to go to John Smith. So how it's going to work is that he's going to apply, CHN is going to vet him and his application and make sure, and then they're going to call First Energy and pay John Smith's utility bill. So I think that's really important too, because people are always, you know, and rightly so, they want to know, you know, what the process is and where their money's going to go and how this is all working. So us too at WKYC, we're not going to ever have the money in our hands either. It's going to go directly to the utility provider to pay our neighbors' utility bills. And I think our coworker, Monica Robbins, just joined us.
What's up, dude?
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you doing?
Good. Rachel, I have to tell you, I am so proud of you and Phil and of course, Dino. I love Dino. So the work you guys have done is just incredible. It's inspiring. And, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm telling all of my friends, whatever you pay for your heat bill, whatever you pay for your electric bill, that's what you can donate. You know, just double your payment and send that in. Because think about it for a second, somebody doesn't have their gas or somebody doesn't have their power. And I don't know about you, but I had those times in college. This is Sid Solomon, my guitar player. He's a whiskey king and a ninja cowboy. And we were just talking about that we both experienced when the lights go out, and it's not fun. So, you know, I really hope people dig deep and understand that there were a lot of us who were impacted really, really negatively because of this pandemic. So congrats to you. You're doing awesome work, and I'm so proud to call you my colleague. Monica, and my friend.
Yes, Monica, you are so sweet. And I just have to say too, when I started here, Monica was one of the first people at the station to welcome me. You are an amazing reporter. You're our health contributor who, oh my gosh, have you been busy this year with COVID? Doing such a great job. And you still, you know, are always there for people, and you're always a smiling face, and just love you so much. And I'm so glad you're here. And I'm so excited to finally hear your music live. I have not been able to hear your music live.
This is going to be the stripped down version of Monica. You know, usually we got a whole band behind us, but you know, the way things are doing, so you might actually hear me sing, not scream the rock and roll stuff. But we picked a couple of songs to represent both of the bands, and you know, we hope you like it. You want us to get going?
Yeah, Robbins Unplugged. We're ready.
Good.
This one, this first song is it's paying homage to where I came from.
Almost heaven, West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. Life is all there, older than the tree, younger than the mountains, flowing like a free country roads. Take me home to the place I belong. Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. All my memories gather around her, miner's lady, stranger to water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye, country roads, oh, take me home to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. Driving down that road, I get the feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads, take me home, ooh, to the place I belong, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country roads. Oh, take me home, country roads. Yeah, take me home, country roads.
Outstanding.
Busted flat, Baton Rouge, waiting for a train. Well, I was feeling near as faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed the lease down just before rain. Rode us all the way to New Orleans. Well, I pulled my harpoon from my dirty red bandana. Was playing soft, Bobby sang the blues. Windshield wiper slapping time out, holding Bobby, standing by. We sang every song that driver knew. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. And there ain't nothing, honey, that I ain't free. Oh, Bobby sang them blues. Oh, feeling good was good enough for me. Yeah. Good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. From the West Virginia coal mine to the California sun, hey Bob, shared the secrets of my soul. Through all kinds of weather and everything we've done, yeah. The Bobby baby kept me in from the cold. One day under Salinas, oh Lord, I let him slip away. But he's looking for his home and I'll be finding. And I trade all of my tomorrows for one single yesterday. To be holding by this body next to mine. Oh, freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Hell, nothing. And it's all that Bobby left me. And feeling good was easy, Mom. When Bobby sang them blues. Oh, feeling good was good enough for me. Yeah. Good enough for me and my Bobby McGee. All right, Rachel, come on, sing it. La da da, la da da da, la da 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 da, la da 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 da, Bobby, yeah. La da 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 da, yeah. La da 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 da, la da 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 da, Bobby McGee. Well, all right. La da da, hey, la da 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 down, ba la da 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 down. Hey, now Bobby McGee. Hold it loud and loud and loud and loud and low. Hold it loud and loud and low. Hey, now Bobby McGee. Yeah. I said I called him my lover. I said I called him my man. I said I called him my love. I did the best I can. Come on, Bobby now. Come on, Bobby McGee. Oh, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord, the Lord. Hey, 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 now, Bobby McGee. Yeah. All right.
Robin.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Girl, you can sing. Wow. You don't need a band behind you, girl.
That's yeah, I can't quit the day job though. I still I still have that going. So
Well, here's the thing. I mean, you and the Whiskey Kings and the Ninja Cowboys, I mean, I know you play so much, and you've been out there for doing this for a while, and then you were taking care of a medical issue and weren't able to perform. You came back and made that triumphant return, and then all of a sudden COVID kind of takes all this away. I can just imagine you and the bands are just itching to be back and doing this regularly again.
yeah, we played our first gig last Saturday, and it was it was just so refreshing, and the part about the pandemic, we had this whole brain tumor badass tour planned, and the 2020 brain tumor or badass brain tumor tour, whatever, and it got it got side railed thanks to the pandemic. So we're just so grateful to be back out, because somebody said it earlier that musicians took it really hard. Entertainers in this area got hit really, really hard, and we lost a significant amount of gigs just like everybody else, but we don't necessarily do this for a living. So there are a lot of people who really, really got hit hard because of this. And so what you guys are doing is going to impact those that we call our family, all those musicians in Northeast Ohio who may be struggling with this as well.
And Monica, for people that might not know, tell us about your two different bands and the kind of music that you guys do.
So there are, yes, two different bands. I had four at one point, but I decided to, take it, slow my roll just a bit. So the Ninja Cowboys is a country band. It's, we play all current country, and a little bit of some classic music and stuff you would hear on the radio. And then the Whiskey Kings, we've been together since I came to Cleveland, since 1998. And, you know, we've gone through it started off with a number of videographers from Channel 3 and Channel 8. And we were all getting together and playing, and then it morphed into what it is today. And that band has a pretty good resume, and you know, we've been around for a long time, 23 years now. So we play everywhere, but Ninja's right behind them. It's almost like every year each band has the same amount of gigs. So we're just so grateful people come out and see us and have a good time, because that's all we care about. We're having a good time. We just want to make sure everybody else is having a good time.
Definitely. And do you guys have anything lined up that we can peg for you here?
Yeah, we're playing Legends Sports Bar in Parma.
The 2nd of April.
Yeah, April 2nd. I think it's a Saturday. I should know this off the top of my head, but you can go to monicarobbins.com, and our schedule is all posted up there, and you can get cheesy Ninja and whiskey merchandise and all that fun stuff too. So I expect to see Rachel sporting a Whiskey Kings t-shirt when I get back to work into the building. So
you can count on it. Also, I love live music. And this has been such a tough year, just like not seeing live music. So this has been so fun for me. Just, you know, tonight we had 3 different musicians, such different genres. So this is like the best concert I've had in a very long time.
Well, I promise you, Rachel, when you come out to see one of my bands, you will never take me seriously again. Just saying.
I don't know about that.
I think you can attest to that, if I'm not mistaken. So
yes. Listen, Robbins, I just want to be back in the same newsroom with you. So when the phone rings and it's Led Zeppelin, I know that means you're in the building, that you're around.
Oh yeah, because everybody knows it's my phone when Immigrant Song starts ringing.
That's
so
right.
used to be, I might switch it up. It might be AC/DC now, so you never know. So
oh man, I can't wait until we're all back in the newsroom again.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't either. You know, masks or no, I can't wait to just see everybody. It's been, you know, yesterday, Rachel, was 1 year since I've been working at home, and you too, I guess, as well. Well, at least you're out in the field. They won't let me out of my house. So
crazy, right? I know, but it's crazy to say, like, I haven't set foot in the studio or the newsroom in a year. That is just nutty. You know, I never thought, being a reporter, that I would never be in my newsroom. That's just so bizarre. I never thought I'd be able to work from home.
Well, this is the weirdest thing for me. This is the first time my computer has been out of my office and on Zoom in my living room. So, you know, this is like, I even had to bring down the big ring light to, you know, try to make it look good. I was going to get the disco lights up, but you know, I just got lazy. So.
Oh, it looks great. And that's what I was saying to all the musicians tonight. Like, it's, everybody just has like makeshift studios, you know, we're all doing the best we can. It looks great. You sounded great. And we can't thank you enough for being here tonight.
Well, thank you so much.
And you too, Sid.
Yes, and you too, Sid.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for letting us be a part of this. You know, I really hope people, just like I said, dig deep and make Misny pay, because that's I want to see Misny dig deep. I want to see Misny pop up $5,000. Yes, I think everybody else.
That's right.
I will be donating as soon as I'm done with this too. I'll do a second donation. So there, because I want to see him pay.
And
Tim, how you doing?
Thank you, Monica. And also, again, I've said this a few times, but our company Tegna double matches.
Yep.
So again, for folks watching, see if your companies will match or double match, because the dollar goes, you know, you can really stretch it even further.
And you know what? We all need those charity contributions for our taxes next year. So think of that too, everybody. You know, this is, you know, there's some selfishness you can throw in there if it matters that much to you. Just throwing that in there.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever it takes.
You know, I am shameless. I will beg people for money for something like this any day of the week. So.
Thank you, Monica. You are amazing. You're
Love
an
you,
amazing
Robbins.
reporter.
Love ya.
You're an amazing musician. So happy to know you.
Likewise, girl. All right, guys, be safe. And I can't wait to see and hear about the total tonight.
All right, bye.
Sounds good, my friend.
Thanks.
Monica Robbins and Sid Solomon joining us here, part of the Whiskey Kings and the Ninja Cowboys.
Amazing.
Yes, Monica is one of my, I'll full disclosure, is one of my best friends, not just at work, but in life. And, she has a heart of gold. And when you sit there and you say, well, there's no, just what you see is what you get. That's Monica. And it's truly an honor to work with her and to call myself a friend, because she's a great person to have in your corner. And we're so lucky to have her as our senior health correspondent, as well as have her in a community to enjoy her music, her other passion besides storytelling and health.
Right. Yeah. And a great reporter. As a fellow reporter, I can acknowledge the good ones, and she is one of the good ones, man. And this year has that girl been working hard with all of this COVID-19 stuff. I think we all go to her. She's like Dr. Robbins of the newsroom. So
it is, and it's crazy because before the actual pandemic started, go back to January of 2020 and February of 2020, when the seeds of it were planted, Monica was following it as close as anybody else, and was like the first person to get out there and say, hey, listen, you got to wear the mask. You might not like it, might not look good, but you got to wear the masks. And she has been tireless following the story, telling people what you need to know about the pandemic. And it's just, I'm sure I was not surprised when I heard that she wanted to take part in this, because she's somebody that understands empathy and has been on the front lines of covering this story, and to what you, Rachel, and Phil, and the rest of the people that have been putting this together, she can certainly appreciate it. We've got about 18 minutes or so to go here in the Digithon. Keep the lights on CLE.org is how you can donate. And as we've been, Tim Misny references front and back, because Tim is going to match. We will make him pay any donation up to $5,000. He will match.
Right. And I'm talking with Laura as we're going with the donations coming in. We're still in the 55,000 range. 55,300 was the last thing she told me. So keep on donating. Keep the lights on CLE.org. Again, a lot of these people are donating in memory of loved ones, which I think is really nice. When you donate, you can mark that it's in honor of a loved one. And again, this money is all going to stay local, all going to go to Northeast Ohioans, going to our neighbors in need who are struggling to pay their utility bills. We've said it all night long, but I just think it's such an important cause to reiterate. If you ever, you turn on the light switch, you expect the light to go on. You want heat, you expect yourself to have heat. And, a lot of people in Northeast Ohio have different expectations, and they're vulnerable to utility shutoffs, and the pandemic has made things so much harder. And that is why we launched this Keep the Lights On campaign with our partners at CHN Housing Partners. We're doing really well. We've surpassed all of our expectations. But this is the final night, the last push. So we need your help. Keep the lights on CLE.org. Keep on donating, please.
Oh, and look who is joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, the great, I'm gonna call you the great because you are the great, Mike Polk Jr.
Yes, I agree.
Thanks for having me, you guys. I appreciate it.
Here.
It's been great hearing Dino's weird, loud voice again. It really has. I miss it so much. I didn't realize how much I missed it. It's nice.
My neighbors can't wait for you to be able to hear it again, I'm sure. So, I'll look forward to being able to share that with you again, my friend.
Number of things. First of all, everyone's crushing it tonight. Absolutely crushing it. I can't wait to bring that to a screeching halt. Secondly, I'm sorry that it looks like I'm in a haunted house. I don't know exactly what's going on there. Let's just deal with it. Third, I wanted to say this is a nice cause, and I like that you're doing it. It's very cool. And fourth, I hope I didn't screw up the timing. Denise was very specific. She said I could come in 60 seconds right before I had to go on, and it would screw up everything if I messed up. So I hope I didn't screw up everything for you guys.
No, you didn't at all. And just to, talk about Mike a little bit, he's a comedian, he's an actor, he's an author, he's a feature reporter at our station.
Are you just reading my Wikipedia page right now, Rachel? Is that what's going on?
I think I pulled it. I thought it was your bio. I think it was from your website, which, by the way, your website, for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, it's in Comic Sans, I think, the font.
It was a bold choice on my part. I'm trying to bring it back.
It reminds me of like 5th grade all over again.
It's a Dan Gilbert font. That was just for you, Dino. Just for you.
I was just gonna say, I'm like,
I know you were, bud. So also, I'm so glad I didn't have to follow that magician. Not that I'm not great following Monica either. That's terrible. There's nobody good to follow here, but the magician with like 1,000 credits, that guy was legit. So I never want to. I hate following magicians. It's the worst. It's just the worst.
Yeah, it's hard to come back from that for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something for you guys, and then I'll get out of your hair. I know we're getting you guys are getting down to it here, aren't you? It's happening, right?
Yeah, but honestly, you're kind of like how we're gonna end things. So there's a lot of pressure on you. You have to like.
Yeah, you're the anchor. You're like the anchor man of this marathon, buddy.
I'll tell you what. Little piece of advice for anybody in the showbiz biz is the key to not letting these people put this kind of pressure on you is, first of all, believing in yourself, and secondly, realizing that in the whole scheme of things, if I screw up, it really doesn't matter. I still get to wake up tomorrow. Everything's fine. I'm okay. I got this plush basement down here. I have my sweet 23-inch TV. I mean, what more do you want out of life? So I'm fine. No matter how this goes, I'm fine.
So are you going to be doing a musical rendition for us here?
This is my first time trying to play the song, and I just made it this afternoon. I'm just letting you guys know that. But not that I'm not taking this seriously, and not that this isn't an important event by any means. But you got to try and put yourself out there now and again, and that's what I'm going to try and do here.
And then maybe you can add to your Wikipedia page and musician.
Ooh, maybe whoever's updating that, Mom. If you're updating my Wikipedia page, Rachel said that I can be also a musician now. She's probably watching.
Okay, good. I'll check after.
So I'm just gonna try a song, but it is sort of in the spirit, I feel like, of the evening, and the event, in that it's about sort of like shining light on darkness, trying to find some good, trying to find things that connect us, and trying to help each other out and find a common ground. And that's what this song is supposed to be about. And we're gonna see how it goes. You guys ready to rock?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if we can get this going. Okay. Everybody's pretty angry these days, and there's not a lot of peace to be found. Seems like it's getting harder and harder for us all to find some common ground. There's still one unifying thing upon which I think we all can agree. 'Cause no matter how different we are, there's always one thing that we all like to see, and that's when animals from different species somehow become friends. Animals from different species, got it, somehow become friends. Go where we're home. People like it when animals from different species somehow become friends. Like a dog and a horse, or a rabbit and a chicken, yeah. Animals from different species somehow become friends. Like a kangaroo dog and a goat, animals, different species, somehow become friends. Like a monkey and a dog, oh, that looks dangerous. Animals from different species somehow become friends. Oh man, everybody, they can get along, we can too. Animals from different species somehow become friends. Like a horse and a rabbit, oh my gosh, that monkey has a cat. Animals from different species somehow become friends. How much money did we? Do we lose a lot of money? Did people take their donations back?
I think it's negative. I think we
that's my goal. That's my goal. Everyone's just turning off lights around town. The electric company's just shutting people off. Look.
That was great. That was great.
Thank you. I'm glad you guys were here for the inaugural run of that. Get used to it. I'm going to be doing it probably around the office every day, twice a day, once we get back in.
Looking forward to it.
Mike, we've asked a lot of performers tonight, musicians, and your friend, the magician, Rick Smith. It's been hard because of the pandemic. You know, the normal avenues to perform have been different. I mean, I feel good because, you know, when you do a story on what's new, I feel like that's a performance for us and performance for everybody. But I feel good about that. But how's that been for you during the course of the last year to not be able to maybe do as many comedy bookings as you've been accustomed to doing in your career?
I love this, Dave. I love this hard-hitting interview with you right now, Dave. This is my favorite.
I know.
No, it's a good question.
Great softballs, Polk.
It's a totally fair question. It hasn't been very hard for me. I don't totally love performing live as much as a lot of my friends, but it has been really rough on my friends. So I haven't stressed that much about it, and I've enjoyed the time off actually. But I do like to do it. I don't have that panic within me when I'm not on a stage. I don't really care. And I also have the outlet of the station and stuff, and they let me goof around enough that it helps. But I do know a lot of my friends it's been really rough on them. I mean, when you're not able to do specifically, I mean, I got friends who are up in New York City doing stand-up. They can't, all the places are closed. They can't do stand-up because you're talking into a crowd, into a microphone, in a small room. I mean, it's just a nightmare scenario for them. So now they're just up there paying a bunch of rent and not being able to go out and do what they want to do. And that stinks. So at least the comics back here they were broke before, they stayed broke throughout. They'll be broke after this. And that's wI they had it a little easier probably than some of the, so if you're on a coast and you're a comic right now, that's gotta be rough, I'd imagine.
Yeah. For sure.
Right.
Did I answer your question, Dave? I thought I was.
That was perfect. That was exactly the hard-hitting answer to my 60 minutes question that I wanted from you. So that you did beautiful, my friend.
I hate that this is how we have to catch up. But I hope I do appreciate you guys having me and whatnot.
Yeah, and we've also asked our musicians what inspired their songs that they've been performing. So I have to ask you, what inspired that song?
I literally, this is for real. It is comical how little we all have in common. It seems like that we can all agree upon. And if you're on Facebook though, it'll just be like, I'll see, a bunch of people on one side of the political equation arguing with each other, fight. Bunch of people on the other side argue, fight. But then on both of their pages, it'll be the same animal videos. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So everything else is different. All the content they're sharing is different, but they'll just be like, you're wrong. You're an idiot. But check out this rabbit sitting down with a cat. Who knew they could get along? Like everybody has a soft spot for it. And I guess it's just something that I think if you got to find connections where you can. And it's pretty much just this and the Browns. I feel like with me and a lot of people, that's all we can connect on. And that'll start. That's a good start. And honestly, I don't have much more to say than that about things to most people.
Yeah. Well, Mike, you're awesome. Thank you for being here. We also wanted to touch on a funny story that you did last week. It was Name That Clevelander.
Oh, yes.
For those that might have missed it, just tell us a little bit about what that piece was all about.
First of all, I highly doubt anyone missed it, but I'll humor you. Essentially, we were just doing some Q&A out with people, just trying to see if they knew who some of the most famous Clevelanders were. So we'd show them a picture of, for example, we had MGK on there, but then we also had what's her face, who's the Patricia Heaton, a bunch of just celebs, local and national. And we went to the Lakewood Truck Park, and it was mostly young people who don't know. They knew Machine Gun Kelly. Not a lot of people knew Paul Newman. But the one person that everyone did universally know is the person who is appeared at the beginning of this, Tim Misny, my future lawyer when things go down, and good friend of mine. And so everyone knew Tim Misny. So apparently that branding's working, it turns out.
Right. And I think too, if we might have that clip, right?
Oh yeah. You guys have that kind of technology? Oh my God.
Oh yeah, check this out.
Yeah.
Who is this Cleveland celebrity?
Tim Misny.
It's not Tim Misny. It is Tim Misny.
Misny, right?
Tim Misny, there you go. We are 3 for 3 on Tim Misny. Meanwhile, no one knows who Paul Newman is.
Oh, how much did he probably love? How much did he probably love that no one knew who Paul Newman was, but they knew who he was? That's his heaven. And I know you're watching, Tim, and congratulations on that, buddy. I was happy for you. But I put that in to make you happy. Just know that. That counts towards your retainer for whatever I'm going to do one day.
And
3 for 3.
And he is supposed to be joining us any minute now, because we are going to hold him to his donation.
Yeah. You better tie him. You better nail him down. He'll make a bolt for the border or something like that.
I mean, he pledged that we could make him pay.
Right.
He's good for it. He's good for it.
So, and another update here from Laura over at CHN. We are now up to 56,600. Nice. And we got a few more nice messages. Wonderful job to help our fellow Clevelanders. Thank you. Making my lifelong dreams of making Misny pay come true.
Boom.
Anonymous. And again, a lot of anonymous.
I can see you scanning over some of them that are probably inappropriate. You're like, some other people have some other things to say. I see this scrolling, but that's nice. You're getting some feedback.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one. We just got another one from Laura. This one says, "What a great fundraising project this was for our area residents." So they must have liked you, Mike. That was right during the last few minutes.
I feel like she probably muted it at that point and sent the message, but at the same, I don't care. Whatever, as long as it's working, that's great. Congrats on the donation, whatnot.
Thank you for being here.
No worries.
Really do appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, great to see you, my friend.
Happy to be here. Miss you guys, and I'll see you real soon. Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good, Mike.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Awesome.
Mike Polk Jr. Oh, love him. Keep the lights on CLE.org. If you're wondering how to donate, if you want to add your donation to that amount that Rachel just read, keep the lights on CLE.org is how to do it. So we've got a few moments left. We may get another Tim Misny visit here to make him pay. I hope so. But we really appreciate everybody's generosity.
But if not, we will still make him pay.
Yes.
He made that pledge, so we will be getting that 5K one way or another.
Yes.
We assure you of that, whether it be, even if we don't see him in the next minute or so here.
Yeah, we will get him, get with him, and we appreciate him really getting this show off to a great start, and his generosity and his just enthusiasm about getting behind this project and getting behind this fundraiser really meant a lot. And I know for we got a lot of comments from people who donated. I know I got comments on social media, make him pay. The fact that he's using that for good is really it's a wonderful gesture.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And it was really nice too when we were talking with him to hear his own personal anecdotes. Because again, I think this is something that everybody can relate to, and everyone can get behind. So again, we just thank everybody for being here tonight. You can still donate, keep the lights on CLE.org. Our last check, we were almost at 57,000. almost at $57,000. And again, we'll hopefully have that 5K coming in. So we're probably going to hit $60,000, which far surpasses what we intended to do. When we started this thing, I remember talking with CHN and I said, what should we make our goal? Maybe 30,000? And holy cow, we've doubled that.
Yeah. People have gotten behind it because you out there in Northeast Ohio, in Cleveland, in Ohio, and wherever you're watching, your generosity has come throughout this project. And I mean, Rachel, it's a credit to you and Phil, to our management at the station, to CHN Housing Partners for your work in making this from just a concept to something that was really going to make an impact in the lives of a lot of people. And my friend, I tip my cap to you for a wonderful, wonderful job that you've done putting this together.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I have to say, it was really a team effort. My producer, Phil, Denise, our director of content, Margaret Bernstein, so many people, just everyone at KYC has had our support on this. Adam, John, Mickey, thank you for letting us run with this campaign. And then thank you for you in Northeast Ohio. All of these donations are from people. We haven't had a corporate sponsor or something like this. This is all from you guys, our viewers, and we are so, so grateful. So thank you, Northeast Ohio. And you can still donate. Keep the lights on, CLE.org.
All right. And big thanks also to Brian Crane, who took care of all of our technical issues tonight on this Zoom. Craner, you're the best. Thank you. And again, Rachel, well done. Keep the lights on, CLE.org. This has been you. This has been your production. I'll let you take it out, my friend.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Thanks again.